Hi, Assalamualaikum. I'm Nadia Farhana bint Abdurrahman. My ID number is IADI 1507019 and I am from the EC5D class. So the question given to me is that choose and justify which do you think is the superior economic system. Is it capitalism or socialism? First of all, I would like to apologize because I actually having a sore throat and always being like and sorry for that distracting sounds. First of all, we need to know what is economy, right? So economy is it can be defined as the region's wealth and resources in terms of the production and consumption of goods and services. And economies actually have two types, which are formal economies and informal economies. Formal economies consist of those driven by the market or government, while informal economies exist without formalized policies or any regulations. Not just that, capitalism and socialism are actually under formal economies. So before I tell you which is the superior economic system, either capitalism or socialism, we need to know what is capitalism and socialism, right? So capitalism affords economic freedom, consumer choice, and also economic growth, while socialism is an economy controlled by the state and planned by a central planning authority, provides for a greater social welfare and also decreases business fluctuation. So I think, in my opinion, I would probably choose socialism because even though capitalism they afford economic freedom and also think of consumer choice and also emphasize the economic growth, but I think socialism is better to be in the superior economic system because socialism in the simplest of terms, the socialism involves making more of an effort in order to balance the scales between the rich people and the poor people, which is a good thing because they consider other kind of people, not just the high level one, but they also consider of the low level one. So while capitalism, they actually controlled by an individual and they're doing it privately, and their objective is making money. And capitalism is actually an economic system where the means of the production that are owned by private individuals. The means of production is actually refers to resources. The resources are actually money and other kind of capital. And not just that, if under capitalism economy, the economy runs through individuals that own and operate their private companies, which everything is doing it privately, and the decision of using the resources that are made by the individuals or individuals who own the company. So meaning that the decisions are made by those who own the company and those who make the resources. So meaning that they do not consider of other people, they do not emphasize the society, they do not think of the society's privileges. They only think of individuals, which certain people, and everything that they do is doing it in private way. And also the companies are also private companies. So I think capitalism is not the superior economic system and is not appropriate, I think, to be the economic system because they do not consider of other people. They do not consider of other kind of people who also need money, who also need to do their own money. They only consider of themselves, I think. Yeah, of the certain individuals. and they also perform many of the same actions as the individuals. They Even though the individuals have the companies, that all they do is that they buy and sell property, which they only do by themselves, which they do not consider others thing, if I'm not mistaken, from what I understand. While the socialism is consider of the rich and poor people, and they do not do it privately. They also go through by a democratic ownership, and the distribution of society means that the production means that they make money, and by making that is actually an effort to balance the skills of the rich people and the poor people, meaning that they help the poor people as well, not just the rich people, which is a good thing. So all in all, I think socialism is the superior economic system compared to capitalism, because capitalism, as I mentioned above, is doing it privately, and they just consider of themselves. They're not consider of others people as well. So all in all, socialism is the superior economic system, because in what they call that, in using this kind of socialism economic system, we can also bring peace. Peace is the absence of war, and is actually the proactive effort to develop cooperative relations among nations, which is a good thing. We need to have cooperations, and we need to be united with the nations, because that will be assure peace and harmony for the country. So that's all from me. Thank you. Assalamualaikum.